Hi, I'm John Longstreet, and welcome back to another segment of Meet the Mayor. I'm very pleased to have with me on the final segment today, Henry Gentry, the founder and owner of Henry's Homemade Ice Cream, based right here in Plano. Henry, good to have you here today.
Thank you, John.
I just can't imagine, as I look at your business and what you've done with Henry's over the years that I've known you, how you can start an independent homemade ice cream company like you did with all of the big chains that are doing it both in this area and nationwide and still survive. And not only that, but be successful like you have been. What do you attribute your success to in your business?
That's a good question. A lot of people do ask that question. I think part of the success has been that we are able to wholesale Henry's Homemade Ice Cream. Actually, only 20% of my business comes from the retail side. So I'm competitive in that way. But what I've done is take a look at something that I can do also in my business, and that is to wholesale ice cream to hotels, restaurants, and coffee houses. So I think that sets me apart.
The retail you're talking about is actually in the store where people come in and have either buy quarts or half gallons of ice cream or have ice cream cones and things like that.
Right.
And then the wholesale is selling the big tubs directly to somebody who sells it to somebody else.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, how did you start out with wholesale on day one when you started the company?
Right. I came to Plano 6 years ago because I just saw that not many people were selling ice cream and manufacturing their own, and I decided that would be a good avenue if I could just get 1% of the total restaurants that were open. That I would have about 60 accounts. Well, we've grown considerably, and now we have about 10% of the market share, which is pretty significant. And I saw an opportunity just to make unusual flavors for restaurants, which no one was doing.
And how do you determine what these new unusual flavors are going to be?
Well, for instance, cinnamon ice cream goes well with just about anything. We've seen a lot of restaurants serving vanilla or vanilla bean on homemade apple pie or on sopapillas. So a Mexican restaurant may choose cinnamon ice cream over vanilla ice cream. And since I'm one of the only manufacturers of award-winning cinnamon ice cream, it's only a natural that we go in and let them sample that and try to win them over with their taste approval.
It is a great product. In fact, I thought I suggested that to you, but I won't necessarily take credit for it because I was in search of it one time for apple pie and couldn't find it anywhere, and found one other place you could get it. But I don't know whether it's still there or not.
It is.
So, what are some of your favorite flavors that you've come up with? Cinnamon obviously is one of them.
I like the cinnamon. I like white chocolate with white chocolate chips in it. I like anything with chocolate. I like a lot of the holiday flavors like pumpkin pie. We get a lot of requests for that, and I'll manufacture that in the middle of July just because I'll have a craving for it. Another one is black raspberry. We make a great black raspberry ice cream and a Kahlua almond fudge, which is very good.
I think I've had all of those, though. I missed the pumpkin this year. I didn't get a chance to get any pumpkin. Now, so you started out and you went out and recognized the wholesale market was going to be important to you. Saying it and doing it are two different things. What did you do to convince them they ought to buy from you when they could have probably more easily bought from a master supplier or something like that?
Okay. Yeah, it is very easy to buy from a master supplier. They have the system set up. I have my own system set up, and what it involves is getting to know the chef. And in many cases, the chefs had a craving for unusual ice cream products. Remember, what they sell in their restaurant is a signature that they're giving to each and every customer. So if they can select an ice cream which is different, and that's the last item that the customer eats, then just perhaps that customer will recognize that as an added value and want to come back again and again to that restaurant. Now, I have many people that will ask me if I make the ice cream for such and such restaurant, and I say, yeah, and they say, oh, I knew it, I could taste it, I figured it was your ice cream. So I think it works, I really do. One way I sell is also to drop off free samples. I've never seen a chef or restaurateur turn down free samples. So I will basically just go in and give them product for free.
Now, last year you were recognized as the Plano Small Businessman of the Year. And was that in January?
It was in June.
Yeah. I can't remember where I was, but I wasn't there that day. But I heard you were quite moved by the moment. And how did you feel when you heard that?
Well, it's very surprising because I go to the luncheons a lot, and I didn't I didn't know that I was even up for the award. They don't tell you in advance, so it's a shock because all of a sudden they call your name and you have about 16 seconds to prepare a 10-minute speech. So it's impromptu, and you want to make sure you thank everyone that has helped you over the last 6 years for me.
Now, what's next?
I'm going to concentrate on wholesaling. Because that's where my strength lies. There's continually an amount of restaurants opening in Plano, and they are looking and searching for a great dessert. I want to be that person that can supply that dessert for them. I realize I can't service every restaurant in the Metroplex, or I'd be rich and have a much bigger factory than we have. I want to stay small, and I don't want to franchise. I just want to give great service and have one great, awesome location in Plano.
And you have a great product too, of course. Now, what is the key to makes your product taste better? Is there one single key that you would say that makes your product taste better than the typical ice cream?
Well, when choosing cream, you can choose regular, unleaded, or super duper, and we use the super premium cream. We use all natural ingredients, and when I manufacture the ice cream, we put more strawberries in than any other manufacturer. I put more chocolate in, more brownies, more whatever the flavor is going to be. And it doesn't really cost me that much, and I want to leave an impression on the customer, and I think for an extra couple cents you can do that.
Do you taste every flavor that you make?
I do, but I don't gain weight.
How do you do it? That's the question everybody wants answered.
Everyone asks me that, why am I so thin? John, I'm thin but fun. I get up early, and I think maybe getting up a half hour earlier than everyone else and getting at the shop early, perhaps I work off a pound or more.
Now, you used to say, though I'm not so sure that I've heard you say it lately, the slogan?
I still say it.
Okay, what is that slogan?
Ice cream makes you pretty.
And it also keeps you skinny, huh?
Ice cream makes you pretty, keeps you skinny.
Well, Henry, I hope that you have continued success with the Henry's Homemade Ice Cream, and I'm proud that you not only are here in Plano, but grew up with your business in Plano. And your story is such a great story for the spirit of American entrepreneurialism, and for those to be able to get out and show that the American dream can live if you work smart and hard.
Yes.
Thanks again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep turning out the good product. Well, that's it for another edition of Meet the Mayor. Hope to see you again next time.